All right. I don't know who all's here, and I hope this is recording. I'm not even sure if it's recording, but you know, we'll just start right. We'll just get right into it and state that my name is Frederick Jones, and I am the founder of My Footprint and the publisher of three lines that we have: Saturday AM, Afternoon WebX, and Well Read. And each of those are amateur uh, publications digitally that are focused on providing professional and mainstream sort of content that come from chiefly from amateurs around the world, trying to basically create the next big content that many of us have grown up enjoying, and doing so in a context that is global and inclusive from the ground up, not something we have to retrofit on the back end. So, of course, many of you would know us from Saturday AM, which we've been extremely uh, fortunate and successful thanks to the support you all have given to us. Saturday AM is like a weekly Shonen Jump. It's a manga anthology that comes out every 2 weeks. It features creators from Nigeria to Vietnam, parts of America to parts of Europe, Mexico, and so on. So we're really excited about it, and it's doing extremely well. It's exclusive with many of the series that it has, so blockbuster properties like Apple Black, the upcoming Falcon Lux Nova, Catharos, and other titles you can only find at Saturday AM. Of course, that is www.saturday-am.com. And the best part about it is that we have all this huge content, exclusive, massive amounts of content per issue, certainly more than the average American digital comic, and yet you can get a whole year subscription, which is 20 issues for just $5 a year. So we feel like we have the best deal in comics, and we're really excited about the support you all have given to us. Conversely, we have a line of comics called Afternoon WebX that feature up-and-coming creators who have some really fantastic, really strong works that we feel like do not get the sort of focus and attention that they deserve. So we put together a really unique and revolutionary way of releasing their content so that people can find it and enjoy it on a regular basis every week. And what makes that so exciting, aside from just having amazing properties from amazing global creators also, is the fact that that property, Afternoon WebX, is free. So you can enjoy that every day, every week, getting new content and completely, really have a ball with it. In fact, two of the series, Storybook and Spoon, have over 20 chapters, so you can spend a great deal of time simply reading this great free work. And we also have series like Wanted, Dead or Dead, and Rough House, and Shapeshifter. So really awesome content from fantastic creators from Canada to other parts of America, to Mexico, and so on. Last but not least, of course, is Well Read. Well Read is a line we just launched, and it is a fantastic property that we just brought in. Well Read is something that hopefully many of you have had a chance to check out. It is featured in our My Footprint corporate site, so it's www.myfootprint.com/WELRED. And basically the same approach we're taking to manga and webcomics, we're taking to ebooks with Well Read. So we had our first launch last Thursday. It's done incredibly well. It's called Skypunk Deus Ex Machina, and it is a really kick-ass fantasy novel that takes the best parts of something like Joss Whedon and Firefly and Serenity and mixes it with One Piece, if you can kind of imagine that. So you've got comedy, great characters, action, kind of twists and adventure, and so it's really awesome. We're really proud of it. It's doing great. 475 pages, just like our Saturday AM product, is completely digital, so you can go to the table of contents and select one of the chapters and be immediately taken there. It's got a gallery, and it also comes with a digital print that comes from Mikhail Dingle of Metallica Lux Nova. So it's a great package, 475 pages for just 99 cents. So if we have the best deal in comics, webcomics, and manga, we have the best deal in ebooks also. And we've got our second book coming out in the fall. But we're really proud of Skypunk. We hope you all have a chance to check it out. and I want to thank you again for those who've supported it so far. Thank you. Um, and so that's pretty much everything's happening there. We got some really big announcements coming in the next couple of weeks, like really, really big. I think it's going to blow people's minds. But before we do that, obviously we want to talk about Pilot Manga, which is something that we are extremely excited about. Now, I know that, like I said, I'm doing this via the Google Hangout just because I wanted to do something different. I hate podcasts or video casts, and plus I couldn't, for some reason, I was having difficulty this weekend. So doing the Hangouts on air, I thought would be kind of cool. We have a lot of fans who are constantly asking me about it. So I believe this is being recorded, and likewise, I have an option here, which I love, to do a Q&A. So, certainly if there's questions towards the end, I will ignite the Q&A, and people who, are in the room or joining in the room will be able to talk about that. So, I'm going to take a quick moment here and just check and see if we've got information out about the group on our Facebook fan page. Like I said, it was kind of last minute, and that's how we do it at Saturday AM. So let's see here if we've got more people know about it. Looks like we've got definitely people have seen it, and we've got a few people in the room, so not bad. All right, so hopefully people will show up, but we're good to go. So let's talk about the Pilot Manga program. So it's really simple. I started my footprint specifically to address things that I saw in manga and entertainment in general from my position in the corporate America with the video game industry. I was doing a lot of licensing at the time and was bringing a lot of properties into different areas. So, turning Halo into a wall graphic, or trying to make action figures, or taking properties and doing video game elements with them. So I was working on a lot of manga properties. I was involved with Yu-Gi-Oh! At the start. One of the people who helped bring that over to America with with promoting it within the Blockbuster corporate. I just was realizing that there was a lot of great content that I felt like existed that we weren't seeing because it wasn't getting a fair shake. If it wasn't Japanese or it wasn't American, it wasn't getting a fair shake. And even then it became a question of if it wasn't male, if it wasn't, it certainly wasn't as diverse ethnically. So I wanted to address that, and that's why my footprint exists. And you can see with Saturday AM and Afternoon WebEx, we have a lineup of creators that are black, white, Asian, Latino, that are male, that are female, and from every nation that so far we've been able to talk to. So diversity is a key part of it, and the future of what I think is content is diversity. And so, the Pilot Manga program is really meant to, it's kind of the ultimate vision that we had for Saturday AM in the first place. And so, many of you are really, who've asked to be a part of this, understand that this was always a plan from the beginning. So, the Pilot Manga program, what exactly does that mean? What it means is that if you look at Japan, Japan has such a popularity with manga. It's not the way that I think many fans in America think it is. Again, I've been to Japan, so it's not the way that I think many people think it is. I think many people around the world think that manga is like this lifestyle in Japan, and it's not. There are far more Japanese people who don't read manga, just like in America, people who don't read comics. So it is still very much a geek enterprise, and I think, again, that's one thing I want to try to challenge with a lot of young people around the world who have fallen in love with manga, and they get caught up in things that aren't accurate. For example, manga does not mean you can't have a character who's black or Latino or something like that. That's not, manga is an art style. It's not a way of life. So there's a couple of things that we want to make sure people understand very quickly, that that's not manga. But one of the things that manga is, though, in Japan, is it is popular, and it is something that, just like in America, not everybody listens to rap music, but you go to any high school and there'll be at least one kid who wants to become a rapper and wants to learn how to rap and wants to get his raps out there. So Japan, it certainly is popular on that level in Japan. And what all of the major publishers have done is they've created this thing called, they've created various award systems so that people can send in their ideas for manga in a format that is protected and also can be judged, and then they're given an award. And one of the biggest awards in Japan is called the Hop Step. And it enables people basically to strive to something. So a lot of kids, submit stuff in there, and many of your favorite mangaka have been previous Hop Step Award winners. So, so there's a lot of cool things there in terms of how they're structured, how they began to cultivate and create people's interest in doing manga. I think with the world of webcomics, the thing that's great is that now you have a distribution platform where everybody can participate. The problem with that is that, again, the way that we do things at Saturday AM is we hold the creators and the content to a very high standard. Yeah, we think that's what separates us from a lot of the other people who do webcomics. So from that perspective, we want the pilot manga to be structured very much in line with our philosophical beliefs, which is that, this should be a group for people who are serious about webcomics, digital creativity, and their artistry. This should be for a group for people who are serious about that. This is not a group for people to join and talk about how awesome the latest Batman movie was, or whether or not Kishimoto's Naruto ending is stupid. We're not. This is not a fanboy group, I guess is the way to put it, or fangirl group. If your belief in becoming a manga creator or novelist or whatever is predicated on how much you just really want to be around manga and stuff, we're probably not the group for you, because our take on it is that this is a business, that your creativity is something that has been given to you as a natural talent, and the only way for you to turn that into something that can be meaningful in your life in terms of being able to make a career out of it is not your fandom. Anybody can be a fan. It's your dedication to it, and that's not the same thing as fandom. So, the pilot manga program is really structured to try to help people discover the elements of their talent that they can actually turn into a career, and then be able to craft that forward to actually create a career out of what they're doing. So we have really ambitious plans for the pilot manga. First things first, the pilot manga is a membership-based program. What does that mean exactly? Well, it means that in the membership program, you can't or won't be able to just join like that. 99.9% of you will be able to join, and basically you'll submit, you'll say, hey, I'd like to join this group. Many of you already have, and that will basically, we'll go through. Why do we have it as a restricted group? We have two reasons why it's a restricted group. Number one is really simple, and that is that we do not want to be in a position where we're creating a group where, again, we have this kind of fanboy mentality, and therefore we're attacking people for trying to be manga creators. I've seen some of it already in some of our fans, and I just, if someone's drawing style is unique or eclectic, that in no way discourages them from becoming a manga creator. Creativity is a broader scope, and successful creativity is a broader scope than what people think. If you are a business and you have a chance to have someone like Seth MacFarlane, who has created Family Guy, or the guys who created South Park, or Matt Groening, who created The Simpsons, you would take that any day of the week over someone who draws really, really well, but has kind of that cheeseball anime manga stuff that's out there today that, is just the same old, emo sort of male characters, and, everyone kind of, all the women have big breasts, and it's just kind of generic looking. You would take something that looks not as maybe dynamic as a typical anime manga. You would take something like The Simpsons over that in a heartbeat, because it's unique, it's enduring, and so, we want to create a group where everyone is respected for their talent, and not a group where people have to feel bad because they don't draw like white manga. So the first thing is that, yeah, our membership is restricted because we want to make sure that we have people in the group who are decent and respect each other. They don't make fun of each other because of their height or their race or their sexuality or their drawing style. This should be a positive community. And if you have a reputation for being someone who has a negative reaction to things, then we're not the group for you, and we'll make it easy for you by not admitting you into the group. If you portray that sort of attitude in the group, then we'll move you out of the group as well. The second reason we do it is because I started this my footprint and so forth specifically because I want to create webcomics, a platform for webcomics to be respected. There are some really amazing talent out there. Many of you all are extremely talented. Having worked in entertainment for over a decade, I can tell you that you all are in a place where you should be and where you could be and should be as successful and wealthy as the guys who created Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The difference, the reason that many of you aren't, is two things: work ethic, and then second of all is the fact that webcomics are not respected. They're just not respected. Most of the people in corporate America, whether it's someone who wants to turn your comic book into a movie, or turn your idea into an anime or an action figure or a video game, they look down on webcomics, and they have every reason to, because webcomics have not proven themselves to be a viable, valuable market. We're trying to change that, and so the Pilot Manga program should strive to help create the atmosphere for that to change. So again, our membership is restricted. We want people who can respect one another and are ambitious and creative in their ambition. Two, we want people to be who they are. I know many of you, again, kind of have this fanboy mentality. I'm a 40-year-old man. I cannot call you some Japanese name when you are a 40-year-old black man. I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm not going to call you Batman 666. You know, I'm too old for that. And the world, in terms of how we are able to make our content go to the next level, and how we make webcomics themselves respected, both by consumers and by corporations, that only occurs when you are actually a real person, when you have enough respect in yourself to put yourself out there as a real person. So, again, if you have these phony names and so forth, it's very, very difficult to see you getting into the group, because it's just, unless there's a really good reason for that. We'd rather you be able to have enough confidence in yourself to stand up and be counted as who you are. So now we've established that. What makes the Pilot Manga group so cool? Well, the first thing we intend to do is have this community where writers can find artists, number one. That's the biggest thing that's out there, is that there are many, many, many talented writers who are looking for artists who can help them go to the next level. And you can see with our work, we have that. We have Shapeshifters on Afternoon WebX, which is a fantastic meld of a writer in Ozzy Guba and Richard Umbrow, who does the incredible artwork of Shapeshifters. Also, in Saturday AM, we have Race On, which is done by Mario Savovsky, who wrote our first ebook called Skypunk. He also wrote Race On, and Race On, of course, is being drawn by Gmar Delfino. Perfect blend of artist and writer. That can happen. It's very difficult to happen, but we think we can create a group where that can occur. The second thing is that in our group, we want to make sure that people can find translators. Many of you are from overseas, and you're looking to create content both in your natural language as well as English or so on and so forth. And we've been contacted by people who do translation, so we want to make sure that you guys can be connected that way. Colorists, people who make software, all sorts of connections to create an opportunity to create a thriving creative community. I've seen many of the other Facebook groups that are out there, and again, many of them kind of devolved into talking about which program is better than the other, or who's a better artist. And again, we want this to be really positive, really informative, lots of collaborative opportunity for people to grow as creators. And so we're going to be doing that. We're going to be having YouTube videos from a host of creators, including our very own creators, talking about things like cross-hatching, different art styles. Writers can learn about things like how do you invoke comedy inside of actual content, stuff of that nature. So we intend to do some really cool things predicated around the idea of the Pilot Manga program. And so, we intend to have a very active community. Those of you who've been with us from the beginning know that we're a small company. We're not funded by some government. We're not funded by millions of dollars of venture capital. I wish we were, but we're not. So it's going to take time for this community to come together. But again, you all have been there with us from the very beginning. Saturday AM exists because you all have stayed true to what we're trying to do, and so because of that, we're very confident that with your help, we can create a Pilot Manga program that we all feel a bit of ownership about, that we all feel is something that is fantastic for people who are serious about being manga creators. Next up is the contest. Now, this is the really, really, really awesome part. It's what makes us really cool. The contest. The contest will be structured as so. Every month, there will be a contest where we will provide you a list of things we're looking for, and manga webcomic creators will be able to create basically a pitch proposal for their actual concept. You'll put this pitch proposal together, and then it will go to a panel. The panel will consist of 2 creators from Saturday AM, a creator from Afternoon WebX, myself, and then also the audience. So everybody in the Pilot Manga group will be able to vote on these actual proposals, and then we will, judge these proposals, together. And at the end of every month, we will choose one of the proposals to go on to get a full featured slot inside of Saturday AM or Afternoon WebEx. Now, it'll only be for one time, so it'll be just one chapter, but that'll be kind of like a pilot chapter, hence why we call it Pilot Manga. It'll just be a pilot chapter for you to put your content out there and make it available for everybody in the world to look at. And we'll have, of course, we'll do our part to promote and make it something special. It'll either be on Saturday AM or be an Afternoon WebEx where we have space at that given time, but we will do that every month. Now, if you pitch a proposal and it doesn't work, it doesn't get selected that month, that does not mean that you are out of the group or that you can't resubmit an idea. So please, this is about us creating a collaborative environment amongst our creators. Of those people who win the monthly contest, there'll be some prizes and stuff in there also. But of those people who win the monthly contest, twice a year we will judge the properties that are up there. So basically, we'll take 6 properties from 6 months worth of contests, and we will judge those to get an extended run inside of Saturday AM or Afternoon WebEx. Now that will involve all the promotion, all the normal things that we do with any of our exclusive titles that we have in Saturday AM or Afternoon WebEx, all the promotion, all the advertising, everything that we do to make the properties as successful as they are. And so you will get that extra bit of attention that you would not get on any of the other webcomic communities that are out there. So we feel really, really excited about that because we think so many of you are so talented that you deserve to have a chance to have your work seen by the most amount of people that can be seen. And we want to help make that possible. And of course, if your property is really successful, then it becomes a part of Saturday AM or Afternoon WebEx, and it becomes a part of the overall plans that we have for the year. And trust me, when you hear about the things we have coming up that we're going to be announcing in the next couple of weeks, you want to be a part of Saturday AM and Afternoon WebEx. So we're really excited about that. The contests are going to be what makes this group so unique and different from all the other groups that are out there. So last thing being here is that I'm sure all of you have questions about, and then we'll open it up to a Q&A, is what is the time frame that this stuff will all happen? Our Pilot Manga program goes live July 1st. So all of you who've submitted interest in being a part of the Pilot Manga program, we will basically take everything into account and get everything uploaded, get everything ready to go July 1st. That does not mean that everything will be ready to go and everything will be perfect on July 1st, but it does mean that membership will go through on July 1st. You'll all be members, and you'll start seeing some of the content that we've established and set up specifically for the Pilot Manga program. So that's pretty much everything that's there. One thing I will say is that the Pilot Manga program will be on Facebook. It is a Facebook group, so there will be a link to it on our Saturday AM homepage. So if you go to www.saturday-am.com, you will see a place where you can select it to be taken directly to the Pilot Manga page. If you're not a member, of course, then you will have to register to be a member. Conversely, if you're a fan of our Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/Saturday AM, one word, /, then you will also see a link for the fan page there, for the Pilot Manga program there, and you can also connect to it that way. So again, very excited. The Pilot Manga program we think will be the absolutely coolest program for manga webcomic creators that's on the internet today. We think it's going to be extremely helpful. We intend to have some really cool surprises with guest creators there to speak directly to the Pilot Manga participants about everything from artwork to writing to coloring to digital tools and so on. So I can't tell you how excited we are about this. I can't tell you how excited we are about all the support you guys have given to us. And so I'm going to go ahead and open it up now to questions. I know I should have had some Saturday AM stuff in here and so forth, but yeah. All right, so let's do the Q&A real quickly. Okay, let's see here. Really turn this feature on off the Google page for Hangout. Well, evidently I messed this part up here. I did not, well, that kind of sucks. It's some sort of feature that you actually have to have turned on prior to that. So I tell you what, if you all are actually connected to us, which I'm assuming some of you are, via our Facebook fan page, you absolutely can share information with us via that. I'll also open up the chat window here, and most of you guys should be able to see this. So feel free to type any questions you have there. you guys are using Google Hangouts, you got the application ahead of you, then you should see a list of icons to the left, and you should have a chat icon be the second icon that you see on the left side. And of course, you have questions, you can input the questions there. So do you guys have, does anyone see that? Obviously, I can't hear you guys. You're not involved in the group chat. Hmm. Well, it looks like I see quite a few of you here in the room, but it looks like we don't have the people aren't on the group chat. So do apologize for that. I thought that the Q&A feature was just something that you could enable right in the chat, but evidently you have to set it up before the actual Hangout on air. So what we will do is that those of you who are fans of us on our Facebook fan page group, which again is www.facebook.com/Saturday AM, one word. Those of you who are fans or those of you who become fans, I will set up a link there for a second call that we will do that will basically open it up for a Q&A opportunity for those of you to just ask questions about Saturday AM, Afternoon WebEx, Well Read, and of course our Pilot Manga program. Again, this has been pretty much the information we wanted to reveal at the Pilot Manga. I believe this is recorded, so those of you can be able to watch this at a later date. I want to thank you all again for taking part in the chat, those of you who are here. We're really excited about the Pilot Manga program. We're really excited about the support you all give to us, and I think this is going to be, if we all work together, I think it's going to be one hell of a unique thing to be done, something that really captures the level of excitement of the fans who like to create manga and webcomics and take it to the next level. So really excited about this, and can't wait to get it started. Can't wait to work with you all. Thanks again, and I will post an event for later today, possibly this evening, that will be a follow-up 30-minute Q&A chat that you guys can have directly with me. All right? Thanks again. Frederick Jones, founder of My Footprint, publisher of Saturday AM, Afternoon WebEx, and Well Read. Thank you for doing the call, and look forward to talking to you all soon.